All I'm gonna say is
Now we gotta do it again.
my person still has not responded.
Okay, Gibby, let's start this.
I think I'm just gonna call her like as I leave here. Wait, I gotta take you guys. So when I get home, I'm gonna call her.
What are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
Anyways, hey guys, welcome to Love to Hear podcast. Hope y'all doing well. I'm Gibby. This is Jeff. Over here we got Willie. Yeah, tenemos Joe Bell. We are a group of guys that we honestly, for real, we started this on PSN for real. We started this on PSN and it sort of just turned into this. We talked about we wanted a podcast that we think we're pretty interesting, right?
Enough.
Hell yeah.
Interesting enough to make a podcast.
Yeah.
I hope so.
And now we're here, and let's do it, guys. So today we're gonna talk about what?
Relationships. Yes, sir.
Interesting topic there,
Relationships,
bro.
and not just relationships, but relationships from a guy's perspective.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So first question, and I'm start with Jobel. How do you like being approached, or how would you approach a girl? And is there any like specific setting? Any like, do you have a preference on where you want to meet them? Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to meet a girl who's downtown or out clubbing and anything like that. So like, do you care about anything like that, or like, what's your perfect situation?
For me, I feel like the perfect situation is like out with friends, cause it's a medium. So, for example, like there was one girl, you know, she was type cute, whatever. but we was out and we was out with friends. I didn't know her. Her friend brought her, and she was kind of cute. So I was like, all right, bet. And so I felt like there was a chance. So through us being around people that I knew, I was able to like create conversation that included everybody, but at the same time I was including her, so that it made her like a part of it. And like, it's just, there's a way that you converse with people that they can tell when they're getting like a little special part of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the perfect way to like do that with a female is with friends, like either eating out or at a party. Eating out seems like the best because it's comfortable. And then the other thing is, in terms of like whether I prefer her coming to me or me going to her, honestly, I'm not for either. If she's willing to come for me, bro, then, you know, I'll take it, because I'm down for either. Because if she got enough confidence to come up to me, I dig that. I'm like, all right, bet, I'll take that. But at the same time, I'm not scared to go over and be like, yo, what's up, shawty? What's good? Yeah.
So you like it both ways?
You know, it's a two-way thing, 1, 2.
What about you, Willie?
Little baddie.
I'm on the same boat. You know, I don't mind if I approach them or if they approach me. I feel like, you know, I don't let it get to my pride. Like, you know, if she's bold enough to be like, yo, I like you, I'm feeling you, I'm like, wow, I thank you to take that first step. But, you know, I don't mind doing it either, which I've done a lot in my past. I feel like
You're a shooter.
I'm a shooter, yes.
Yes, Stephen Curry.
I'm a shooter. I want to be known for at least trying, you know? Like I don't want to let opportunity go by out of my grasp without trying. But yeah, I would agree with Jobel in the sense that, you know, I would want to at least start it off in a group setting, you know, because I feel like if you start the one-on-one too early, it could be a red flag, and I wouldn't want to push her away so soon. So I would go that same route. And I do love eating too, so I would probably do that as well.
Eating is amazing.
I love
I think when it
Mount
comes
and
down
Mount.
to it, me, like, I'm more like a J.R. Smith. I don't play often, but the minute you put me in the game, I'm throwing that ball up from like half court, bro. Like,
Doesn't matter which side either.
Listen,
yo, I might not even know like what's going on in the game, but I am playing. I am gonna shoot. It don't matter if it's my basket, your basket. I am just gonna shoot the heck out of this ball right now.
I will say you are bold too.
Me?
Yeah, you're bold.
I'll talk to you about that. You? What about you, Gibby?
I think I'm most of the time do the approaching, like, hey, I think you're cute, but I won't say it like that. I'll start changing my attitude towards people, or towards her, I guess, and I'll start showing her a little bit more attention than I do to everyone else, and I don't know, sort of just trying to get to know her better and her get to know me in a way.
Is that how you got Steph?
Yeah, that's how I got Steph. Actually, she did not want to do anything with me. She actually thought it was cute. Actually, if I'm being real honest, she thought it was
Everybody
cute.
thinks you're cute, bro.
She thought it was a little cute.
That's a fact.
True.
And if you don't know, he can't sing, so that's a
Yo, hit him with a
that's
bar. Hit him
plus.
with a bar.
Bar. But yeah, she thought I was cute and stuff, and I thought she was cute too when I first met her. Now it's like, oh my god, I'm just kidding. I love
Boy.
her. I love you, baby. But yeah, I usually most of the time will go up to her. I've had a few instances of the girls think I'm cute, and then I shoot because they don't tell me anything. I learn from a third party.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah, that is the worst.
Third parties are the worst.
But yeah, those are always fun though.
Yeah.
Most of the time, those are really fun. And yeah, that's that.
So when it comes down to like the whole dating, you already approached her. Do you guys believe there's steps to a relationship, even like the talking stage and things like that? 'Cause
I think
I met a girl personally, and she was like, "There's no such thing as a talking stage. Like she thinks it's like, it's nothing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so to me, I think every every stage needs to be discussed. That way, both of you guys are on the same page.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you guys do it, but I would be like, hey, I like you. And then she likes me, bet we move on to the next talking stage, which I'm like, yo, I'm not paying, like, you're the only person I'm giving this attention to. And then after that, you know, we proceed to the next step and then so on and go on from there. How do you guys go ahead with moving on from the next stage?
Nah, I'm sort of the same way like as you. I am more of a I like you, I'll tell you I like you, and I'm gonna fill you out, and then we're gonna start talking. That's a different stage. But if we're talking, I'm letting you know right now, I'm not gonna try to get any other girl, and you better not try to get any other guy, because we're talking like we made it official. We like each other and stuff.
That's
And
respect.
then
yeah.
and after we talking, after a while, then I'll ask you out and stuff.
No, yeah. I would say I'm on that same boat, you know. If I give you my attention early on in the stage, you know, I have the utmost like belief that, you know, it could work out. You know, if I like you and you like me and that's communicated, then I think we should take that next step and, you know, and trying to get to that next stage. I do think too that when it comes to those stages, that has to be communicated with that other person. Like, I hate when I like ask a couple and be like, oh, it's like, how did you guys start? And then they would say, oh, we like started off when like he liked me, but they didn't know that I liked them for like another 2 months. Like,
Magic.
I'm not with that. I'm not with that.
What about
Like,
you, Joe?
I gotta know fast.
Me, state the question again. I want to make sure I'm giving the right answer.
So the stages, do you believe they need to be communicated, and how do you go about, if you don't communicate them, like each stage, how do you move forward in that relationship process with the girl?
So in all honesty, I don't have a lot of personal experience in like relationship stuff. I've never.
Too sexy as hell.
Nah, but for real, I've never like really had a lot of like relationships or a lot of talking stages or whatever. But because of learning about other people and their failed ones or their successful ones, I think it's very important that you understand what their process is.
Give me smiling. I'm so sorry.
My bad.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Because he says it's fun ones, and I looked at you, and I was like,
I'm so sorry.
But
Go ahead.
it's important that you both know what the steps are for that person, so
Yes.
nobody gets lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's a big problem for people. It's like getting lost. Like, okay, is this still happening?
Mm-hmm.
Do they like me more? Like, what's going on? So that way nobody gets lost. And if things do end up, not working out, you know what step you're in. So you didn't get too invested,
Yeah.
So you can prevent any damage that didn't need to happen.
And that's good too, because you don't want to make a step too fast, whereas like, yo, it could have worked out, but you went too fast and now you pushed it away.
Exactly.
And that's, that's no bueno.
and that's crazy because I'm gonna let you know right now. When you move too fast, girls get scared. As much as they talk about relationships, as much as they talk about being in a relationship, they want a relationship, they want to get married and all this. If you move a little too fast, they'll get scared.
I don't think it's only girls, because if you move too fast
That's
with me,
facts.
I'm terrified.
Yeah,
I'll
but
freeze.
the thing is,
I'll
girls talk. Tell me a girl that hasn't talked about her wedding day their whole life.
and they don't even have anybody.
Exactly.
That's true. That's very true.
Guys are like,
One of my
Pinterest
one of my
board
female
ready.
friends
That's true.
once walked into like a bridal shop and she wasn't even she's still single.
yeah.
Bro, and we walked
We
in
love to hear that.
and she was offended that the salesperson was like, so when are you getting married? And she was like, I feel attacked. I'm like, what do you mean you feel attacked? Like, you went into a bridal a store, like, yo.
like that's what supposed to ask you.
Like, yo, when is the
That's
wedding?
his job.
Like, yeah. So another question I have for you guys is, do you guys think it's a big deal to meet your parents? And when do you think, if it is a big deal, how do you ease that in for them?
I would say, which again, which goes back to what Jobel said earlier. There's a time and a place for everything, and you wouldn't want that to be too fast either. Like, there's a time where it will get to a point where you're gonna want to meet her parents, but I think that has to be after the fact that you guys both know how you feel about each other, and I would even go as far as to say it's past the talking stage. Like, if it's someone that you see yourself dating, you should probably meet the parents.
So, meeting your parents is a big deal for you.
I would say yes, because I'm old fashioned in a sense. Like, I always date to marry. So if I have that mindset from the get, then that's on my checklist for sure.
You, Jabo?
Nah, that's not important, especially for me. Like, if you know me, like, my parents are a big part of my life.
Mhm.
I love your parents, by the way.
They're amazing.
Yo,
They're great
his
people.
mom just made us at it
Yo,
today.
your mom busted down in the kitchen, bro.
They're great.
Crazy.
So it's mad important. And that's why I think, like, kind of going back to the stages thing, like, being friends first is very important because that also allows the transition into the parent meeting to be a lot easier.
Exactly.
If you meet somebody like, oh, you've never met this person, all right, we're talking and we're gonna be in a relationship, or we are in a relationship. Your parents are like a little like, whoa, I don't even know them. I don't even know how I feel about this. But if you have them as a friend, your parents get to know who they are before the relationship. They actually know who they are. So when you say, all right, you come up to them like, all right, now we're together, your parents can be like, all right, we know them, we have it set up, we're kind of chill now. And that's also another thing. If you're close to your parents and your parents don't approve as friends, why would they approve as a relationship?
This man is, he's 17, ladies.
My boy's
Like,
14 over
That's
here.
a good point,
And
though, bro.
he's mad smart.
He's
He mad mature.
he's like 12.
You're the youngest one, and you're the biggest expert here.
Hey,
that's
bro,
crazy.
I feel like
Calm
she-
down.
That's crazy.
I really do think being friends for me is like a big thing because I know how bad I am at communicating and how a lot of things I say may be taken the wrong way.
Yeah.
So being my friend, you would know if I say, yo, you're mad dumb, I'm just really just talking.
Exactly.
But some people might take that to offense, like, yo, this man just called me dumb. Like, what does this mean and things like that. And I think that's super important for them to understand how I communicate and also understand that there's some days where I just don't communicate. Like, I'm just like, but there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just observing life. Like, I'm literally just taking everything that happens in, and I'm just trying to process every single bit of information. Yeah. So being a friend is super important. And then also meeting my parents, it's a big deal, but a lot of people have met my parents, but it's when I invite them in a special setting. So, like, let's say, for example, my parents' anniversary is coming up. I'm like, hey, come to my parents' anniversary. But if I'm like, yo, come over to my house, I'm having game night, and my parents just happen to meet you,
You're a professional, give you.
My bad, it's my alarm. Let's see if they happened at church the other day.
But
That's his girlfriend calling, guys.
But if, like, I'm having a game night and my dad just so happens, which a lot of people have met my dad, and he's a wild character. He would just randomly come in and do. Go ahead. Go. I know you want to talk about it.
Your dad is literally you. You and your dad are the same person, except your dad's a little older.
Yeah.
And what's kind of crazy?
Basically.
Never mind.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, the story that happened the other day, you showed Charity with your dad in the rings.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Let's
That's a crazy story. But continue, Jeff. Go ahead.
Meeting the parents, meeting them.
Yeah, but like meeting them in that actual setting where like not only is my parents there, but I have other immediate family members around too. And I'm like, hey, this is somebody I want you guys to meet. This is so and so or whatever. That's like where I'm like, yo, this is for real. And that's like the big stage for me as well.
I would say the same thing. Is like, and it's like it's with my parents. But if you know me, I'm like very big on family. So like, if I see you in my future, like you have to be close with my parents, with my brother, with my sister. Like that has to be a foundation before we take a step further. I feel like that's a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, yeah, for me it's like okay. So for almost all the girls I've dated, they've
How
already
How
met
many you dated?
a couple.
They've
already-
started.
I thought you said something else. They've already met my parents in a way because usually the girls I had dated were from church. I dated I dated very few girls from like school and stuff. But yeah, most of the girls were from church, and I used to go to church with my parents all the time. Now we go to different churches, and the girl I'm dating now, she met my parents a couple months after we started talking. So yeah, I think it's kind of important. I think it is.
And then you also talked about Avery talked about like the whole sibling bond. Like, I to me personally, you don't have to be cool with my little brother. It's not, it's not that I don't like him. It's not that I don't like him. But Matthew's just a character.
Yeah,
but
he's a character.
definitely my older sister, who's been there a lot. It's like important. I think for me, if I introduce you to my older sister, it's like for real, because that's it. Because that's the only person that I've ever, like really trust. Like I gave her the most trust in life, and then also she literally has like if she tells me no, I don't even care if Jesus says. I'm joking, but like literally she has that. Like literally she would be like, "Hey, mom said no," and I could still be like egging on to go, but if she says no, I'm literally like freezing at that exact moment. So that's and then my little sister's she's just a delicate princess. You could,
So it's like the
Anybody gets
people that you
lost.
trust. It's like not just the parents, but the people in your life that you trust.
Yeah.
Like they need to be on a good.
Yeah, because I give them that
time.
freedom. Like I give them that like authority to like, because I know I'm not really good with decision making sometimes, most of the times, but but so I put good people around me in place who are also my mom is like a warrior in Christ too, and I put all these people in place so when the time comes, I know they're there to be like, no, this is not what we're doing.
Yeah.
And or we could go on with this and things like that. But how do you guys? I want to switch over the conversation to like pride talk when it comes to a man and woman. So how do you guys feel about a significant other or even your wife making more money than you?
Shoot, can I start?
Yeah, go ahead. I feel like you were quick for this one.
Shoot, I'm gonna let you know right now, baby. If you want to go work, I'll stay home. I don't even care. God, Jesus.
I feel like it's great. I don't feel like that's the end factor. I think what's important is that the ambition is like equal. Like we're both matched on that. Like if she's making 100 and I'm making like 50, but we're always like nonstop grinding, I think like that's the thing that matters the most. And also like I'll be like, we go out to eat. I'm like, yo, you got this one, baby. Right? like this is all yours. Like I like tap her in the butt, like, yo, good game, bro. You got this. you got this one.
this.
Like I wouldn't mind. I'm like, yo, I'll be a stay-at-home dad.
Honestly, I'm down for that too. I think that I think again that has to be communicated too. Is like are you okay with you might make more money than me? Because that's a thing now. Is like you might not find like a stay-at-home mom. Like a lot of females nowadays like to work. And that's okay. Like we have to let them know that that's okay if you want to work, and if you do make more money than me, then that's great for the both of us because now we make more money together. So that's great.
What's mine is yours. What's yours is not.
Exactly.
Well, everybody's answered the same. So, I mean, my answer was the same. It's like if she makes more money than me, she makes more money. The only thing is like in terms of pride, it's not necessarily that she's doing better than me. Like if she's doing great, then God bless that and that's good. But I just don't want to make sure. I want to make sure that I'm not just lazy on my butt.
Yeah,
I don't want her to be the only support. Like I want to make sure that if in terms of the relationship or eventually if it's a family or whatever, like I want to make sure I'm doing my part.
Exactly.
That's what's important. I don't care how much money's coming in. As long as I'm doing my part, that's what's important. And especially on a date, if she wants to pay for the date,
like we going to Fleming's.
You going to Ruth Chris?
No, but
paying
for
for the
real,
bill is my love language. That's
Love that.
for real, like, I think I don't know if it's not a pride thing, because it's not a pride thing, but it's like in like the men, you know how they like girls have like their maternal instincts.
Mm-hmm.
I think like for a guy, it's sort of like providing at the house and providing at home and stuff, and I think that sort of plays into the role of making the most money. Like I'm like for real, I don't care if my girl makes more money than me, but if I can provide, then I'm not gonna have her like waste her money too. You feel me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or spend, not waste, spend.
Yo, we talked about a lot of like good things on how to move a relationship. What are things that are bad? Like, what are red flags for you guys as you guys meet a girl? And I'll start with you, Jabel.
why would you start with me? I need time to think, bro.
All right, so then Willie it is.
So red flags?
Yeah, what are red flags for you as you meet? Like, say for example, you meet a girl, you're talking, you're dating, and then you see something, you're like, uh-oh. Like, what are things that would get you to like reevaluate? Like, should you continue going?
Well, for me, you know, as you heard with all of my answers, you know, I'm very tied to my family. So if I notice that I start to get close to you, but it stirs me away from my family, that's an issue. You know, I can't be with someone that draws me away from the people I care about the most. And I think on top of that is just, you know, I think that like another red flag is, you know, I can't put myself in a situation where I'm bound to fail. So if I'm always with this person, and you know, it's just hard to just, you know, overcome temptation, then, you know, I know that's a red flag. You know, like I think we should be at a stage where we know our boundaries and we know what lines we can't cross. And, you know, I feel like that has to be communicated. If that's not communicated and that happens on a routine, then that's a red flag, you know, because I'm all for the fact of, you know, waiting till marriage, and I want to keep it that way. So, you know, I think that that's another red flag for me.
What about you, Jabel?
I'm gonna just say off rip age. If she got a problem with your age, nah. But honestly, for me, in terms of like in the past, and I can already tell with the future, like that age difference, or should I say that experience difference? That's a big thing. Because age is, you know, the age is but a number or whatever. That's important, but it's the experience thing. If y'all are in different places, and this is in anything, this is in life or in ministry, you know, in your relationship with God, you know, you don't want to be unevenly yoked.
Yeah.
You know, because as soon as that happens, you start to get pulled down. It's kind of like a thing. If she's pulling you into temptation too much, that why hurt yourself? A relationship is supposed to make you stronger, not weaker. So like, if there's that uneven yoke, then that's right there.
And just to piggyback off that too is that, and I hate that word, so I'm so sorry. But
we're part of our podcast now, bro. We say things like that.
I hate that now. But
like on to you, Avery.
Back to Yolanda in the studio.
On to the next one, right? But yeah, I think so too. Is that, you know, you I think at all times you have to protect your character and your integrity, and if that comes at cost with being with a person, then that's also a red flag. You know, like you should at all times remain yourself, remain who you are with your, you know, if you have a relationship with God, you know, you keep that intact at all times. So, you know, just having that character, you know, withholding that at all times.
What about go?
Well, not y'all said that. I think a red flag is if like y'all texting and we're talking, not talking like we're in a relationship, and she's not texting you back after a while, and it's not like the first time it happens, but it happens consistently. I think that's a red flag for me.
Are you throwing a shot or?
No, I'm not throwing shots. I'm not throwing shots. I'm not throwing shots.
That's extremely specific.
Yeah, that's like a real down stuff.
No, but that's a red flag for me because it used to happen to me in past relationships. Like either that.
Can you elaborate? Because I really didn't catch that.
Okay, so let's say you're with this girl. You have a girlfriend, right? And
wait, girlfriend or talking stage?
Girlfriend.
Okay, girlfriend. Okay, cool.
And she doesn't text you back for hours on end.
Okay.
Like, and it's not because she has a job. She's just free time. She doesn't text you for hours on end, and it happens consistently. That raises red flags for me.
I don't know, because a lot of times I get distracted easily. So a lot of times I purposely throw my phone away, and I won't hear that text message sound or that text tone or whatever. But if you call me, and you guys all experience this, I won't respond to any text message. But you call me like, and I'll pick up on first ring.
No, yeah, but I'm saying like no response on anything, like no text messages, no calling, nothing.
Communication be getting cut.
Yeah, like
Okay.
she stops talking to you, and
Well,
then she calls you like after you call, she calls you like 5-6 hours later, and she's like, "Oh my bad, I was sleeping." No, like no, you
seen
sleep
that
every day
meme?
at the same
Wow.
time,
Yeah.
like
That
You
sounds
seen
more
the
like trust
memes
issues.
That it was like
Yeah.
they send a text at like 8 o'clock at like 8 p.m. and then they don't respond to like 5 p.m. the next day. Like, wow, I really slept for like 14 hours or something. Like, nah, I know you haven't.
Has
bro.
that happened to you, bro?
facts.
Not the second part.
Nah, that's facts though. Like that
Hate to
that
see it.
really like raises red flags for me, and that makes me not want to trust you. That and I hate is fighting. I hate fighting. Like that's one big thing I
think
hate.
that's part of it. I think, okay, I don't mind the fighting. The part that I don't like is you're not able to just understand my point of view. I think that's where something is like I always take my time to understand. Like, I don't understand like why you did this, but if you sit down and talk to me, explain it, I'm like, all right, cool. I understand why you did it. I don't agree with it, but I understand, or I get where you're coming from. And I think if they're not willing to understand my point of view, or like try, at least put in the effort to try to understand my point of view, that's when I'm just like, I don't think this would work, because that's something I love doing, even if I'm completely wrong.
No, there's a thing with arguing, like fighting, and then there's another thing with having like conversation, like
Yeah.
intelligent conversations and stuff.
That's why I say there's arguments and then there's debates.
Like debates
Or
is one person.
disagreements.
No, even
Or disagreements too,
even
like-
in
Yeah.
an argument, like even if you guys don't see eye to eye, let's sit down and let's
And
talk
talk
about
about
it.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
And even if I don't agree with you, I understand you. Like I understand where you came from. I understand you don't have bad intentions. You meant good from it.
Yep.
But you might have went about it the wrong way, or even I went about it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I don't like. If you're not able to sit down and have that conversation,
Yeah.
I don't think that I'm
That
able to
relationship's
move
not
on.
gonna
Like,
work,
because
yeah.
the minute that you do something like that, I shut off immediately, and there goes that door, like that open door of trust. Like I won't even.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of
So
course.
that's
Oh, yeah.
how I just immediately just shut off.
No, that's something I made a point to in my relationship, like the one I'm in now, to not fight, to not
Which one?
argue like that. Chill.
Not one, not two, not three.
You got
No.
LeBron James over here winning MVPs with different teams.
Oh my god.
Chill, Jeff. She's gonna watch this.
Shaky warrior.
Hey,
guys.
Anyway.
Hey Steph, if you're watching this, I love you.
We all
yeah,
we
we
love
love
you.
Yeah, we
Steph.
all
I-
love you.
we
We all
adore
love
you.
you.
Actually, love you a lot.
We love you a lot.
But yeah, I made it a point in this relationship to not fight, to not have any arguments. And I'm not saying we don't, because every relationship does. Like, if you don't, then your relationship is literally dysfunctional. But there's a point that it's healthy for arguing, and then it's toxic arguing and like not good. I know you like toxicity, Jeff,
Wow.
because Jeff is a very toxic person.
Wow, wow.
Whoa.
I wasn't
Jeff-
expecting it to
Jeff
do that.
thrives with
Hold on.
I thought that was
Hold
another
on.
episode.
Wow.
Yeah,
Toxicity is another
not
episode.
even another episode. I just want them to understand what he means by that. I like excitement. It's not that I like toxic. I like excitement.
It just so
Excitement.
happens that toxicity brings excitement.
Sometimes excitement brings, toxic situations. But I like excitement. I like to keep me on the edge with things.
So
Like,
you like to be on your toes with females?
no, not on my toes, but
Yes.
it's just like I like my life exciting. I like my life exciting. Like, so
Okay.
if she's like, "Hey, we're out to Puerto Rico this weekend," I'm like, "Bet."
See,
Like,
but that's not what I'm talking about,
That's
Jeff.
spontaneous.
yeah,
Jeff, that's
I
not
love
what I'm talking
spontaneous. I don't
about.
like the everything to be repetitive.
Jeffrey, that's not what I'm talking about.
Why you
Take the
grab the
mic
mic
out.
like that?
That's what I'm talking about.
Grab the mic like that.
So aggressive, Gibby.
I'm talking about more like toxicity, like fighting, like toxicity, like arguing all the time.
I don't think.
No, I don't
Jeff-
like.
Jeff
Okay,
is
so
like
when it
that.
Jeff,
comes, okay,
there's a
no,
difference
no,
between spontaneous and toxicity.
Okay, no.
He's
I
not
don't-
the arguing toxic though.
don't. Most of the time, I'm already agreeing with them. I just want to see how far they could defend that point. It's not me being toxic. I just want to see how far they could go defending that one point that they're arguing for. I may agree. I just want to see how far you could go. That's it. I just like pushing your buttons.
So that's not the, is being annoying toxic?
No, I don't think
No.
so. And that's most of the time, like, I'm
It
in the
depends for
argument
me.
and like in the debate, and I'm just being devil's advocate. That's it. But it's not me being toxic.
I think if I think it's not toxic, but if you being that annoying always leads to fighting and disagreements, that
Yeah.
can be perceived as toxic.
Yeah.
You know, because why would you want to put yourself in that position? You know.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That's
But
why
I wouldn't
Jeff
do it.
thrives.
No. I don't do it often, and literally, it's just it might be like one conversation out of 10, and I'm just trying to see where you go. That's it.
But what if you have 10 conversations a day?
Then you got a lot of free time.
That's a lot
you
of
need to do.
conversation.
You
Honestly,
need
that's
to
a lot
do
of free
something.
time.
You need
Though.
to do something.
Yeah, that's a lot of free time.
Some would argue.
That's got to be like the best relationship though. If you're
I
constantly
feel like the
having
only day you
conversation.
have like 10 conversations is the day where like you're married and you stay home all Sunday.
That's when quarantine starts.
You don't gotta be married, Jeff. It's called talking on the phone.
I don't got that much time to talk on the phone.
No, you don't have the thrill and the drive to talk on the phone. With the girl.
I love talking on the phone. Actually,
I'd rather talk on the phone than text. Like
Same.
if you text me and like you hit me with the hey, how are you? I'm gonna call. Just because I'd rather
Yeah,
get this
I
15,
don't-
20 minute
yeah.
conversation out of the way
Mhm.
than text back and forth all day long.
Also,
Yeah.
Jeff is the type of guy that'll never hang up.
Because I wear AirPods and I don't know how to hang up on them.
You double
You
tap.
just double tap on
double
this
tap.
side.
For real?
Yep.
Because I always grab it, like I always pinch it, because that's how I pick up.
No, yeah, I would say though, and I could vouch for Jeff on this too. Is that I would much rather prefer to talk on the phone than text. If you see my phone, I have so many unread messages, and it's not because
All right.
I don't like to text people
All
back.
right,
It's just,
so
I'm
everybody
not-
check out their phone right
I-
now.
I
How
don't
many
like
unread
texting.
messages you got? This is the
I
last
won.
segment.
I know exactly how many
I
Jeff
already know I
has.
won.
No, I'm pretty sure I got the
I'm
most.
gonna go last. No, I'm going.
I feel like
If you
Jeff.
got more than me,
I feel like Jeff has the most than all of us combined.
You think so?
I'm gonna throw that
How
out
much you
there.
got,
I've
Jabba?
never seen.
How much
it.
you got, Jabba?
I got 1,028.
Oh yeah, I
Wow.
definitely beat you.
Wow.
I definitely beat you.
You're
853.
How about you?
I have 1,901.
Wow.
Bet I
Give me-
won 99.
But the thing is that a lot of them are group chats, and a lot of them are just
Exactly.
like
That's true. That's true.
like they're like tasks that need to be completed, and I sometimes just look at it and I'm like, yeah, I already know that. So like for example, if Willie's like, hey, accept PC, I'm not opening that. I'll just go to PC and I accept it.
I just don't go to PC. That's all I do.
Yeah, that's another episode which I don't like about this table is that no one at the
That's not
table
true.
accepts my PC.
Not
No.
that, I accept
Okay,
it every
okay.
time, Willie.
For
I
you
accept it
guys
every time,
watching
Willie.
that don't know, PC is planning center, and it's how Willie knows if we're gonna show up to serve or not.
He already
But
knows I'm gonna show
my
up,
thing
so I
is
don't even
that
do it.
I tell him I'm always gonna show up to serve, and if I don't show up, I'll tell you a week before.
Exactly.
Okay, but the point of PC is that when I put you on the schedule for PC, that would alleviate the you to reach out. I would just know, oh, you just can't make it because you declined.
But I
talk to you
talk
on
to
the
you all the
regular.
time.
On
But
the
that's the thing
regular.
is, I'm not like most like the other leaders. I talk to you almost on a daily basis.
Pretty
Did I
much.
talk to you yesterday?
Yes, you did.
Did I talk to you the day before that?
Most likely.
Okay, my point exactly. We basically talk almost
You
every day.
already
So
know
what's
whether
the
or not
point
I'm
of
showing
me telling you by declining?
Okay,
Because
this is-
I
peep
accept
this.
that every
Hold
time,
on,
or
peep this.
declining.
Even if I decline, you're still gonna ask me why did I decline?
That's actually not true. I don't actually.
Yes,
why you
it
declined.
is.
Yes, you do.
You're like,
Not for
so you're
Jeff.
like,
hey, why
no,
did you
the
not
way it
find
starts,
Jeff?
the way it starts is, so you're not going to church?
That goes to
that
Gibby.
message.
That goes to Gibby.
No, you asked me
to
too.
Gibby.
You asked me before, and I'm just like, yo. if I-
I don't think that's true. I feel like
all I'm
I-
saying is that we talk on a daily basis. There's no need for me to like not tell you. So I'm just like, hey, bro, I'm gonna be out of town this weekend, so I'm not gonna be able to make it a service.
I would just like the communication on Planning Center, which that's what the app is for. That's
Okay.
it. That's
Well.
it, you know? And that goes, again, with my lack of communication. If that's not there, then that's, you know,
Lack of communication. I told
that's
you.
a red flag.
you every
Just
I told you
communicate to
every
me
day, and I told you.
through the app. That's what it's made for. That's what it's
Okay,
made for.
well, we have other means of communication, and that's what those apps are made for.
Yo, you
PSN
guys
is
think
made
we
for
could,
PSN.
you
communication.
guys think we could use PC for our wedding?
Honestly, bro.
I've seen people use PC out of church.
I mean, it would be easier.
All right, let's make a pact right now that we're using PCs. And if I decline, that means I'm not showing up.
I'm
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. That was a good segment. That was a good
You
segment.
don't
my
gotta do the
RSVP right
I
there.
do's. You don't have to say the I
Well, I have a better question for you guys. Will I be in any of you guys' wedding?
Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the first episode of Love to Hear It, man. We hope you guys subscribe and follow us on Instagram.
Please do.
It's gonna be at the bottom of the screen,
in the
guys.
description, because that's way too long to
I
say.
need some clout.
Peace.